Doing what you love. How many of us can say that we're doing that? This is Sandy, and it's time for a little bit of heavy breathing just before midnight. So, how do we know when we're doing something that is perfect for us? I would say that if you are doing something that you love, time stands still. And you would do that thing whether anybody asks you to do that thing or not. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You would work day and night doing the thing. I don't know about you, but I have been sitting in the waiting room of a dentist's office, and I can literally watch the seconds tick themselves off the clock. Tick, tick, tick. It's safe to say that in that moment, I am probably not doing something that I love. My kids will tell you that you sit me down in front of a computer where I'm answering email and doing blog posts and working my way around the internet, and my 5 minutes turns into 5 hours sometimes. I think when time lapses and you're not conscious of it passing, and there's not enough for you almost to finish what you're doing, I think that's when you're in the moment. You're in the zone of doing that thing that you enjoy. And whatever that thing is, hopefully you have the opportunity to do a lot more of it. That's part of the reason that I'm recording my thoughts. Given the choice of anything that I could do right now at this moment, I choose to be doing this. And when I'm doing these, as I may have mentioned previously, I will try to think up a great topic, and I will try to plan what I'm going to say. Really, that doesn't happen very often, but sometimes I think, wouldn't it be cool if I just had a plan? And then I sit down in front of the computer and I get ready to hit the record button, and I think I should really have a plan. My mind is blank. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. And then I hit the button, and then I start talking. And pretty soon I'm watching the minute counter, and it's on 8 minutes or it's on 18 minutes. And then I think, wow, I better turn this off, because I don't know that the attention span of my listeners is going to be that long. But that's one of those moments where I'm doing what I enjoy. I know someone, a friend of mine, who is happiest when pouring concrete, of all things. Wheelbarrows and stress and tension and extra people there to help do what they're doing. And I don't think he'd trade a minute of it. I know someone else who could be editing for spelling and grammar and punctuation, and that's where their bliss is. I know others who would be taking apart things, whether it's the toaster oven, although that's kind of a little bit of a social icon, pulling apart the toaster. I don't think my son has ever tried to pull apart the toaster, but he's taken apart cell phones and ink pens and cameras and just about anything else that has movable parts and screws that you can disassemble to see what's inside. Now, for me, if I was trying to take that apart, that's just like being in the waiting room at the dentist's office. Tick, tick, tick. Are you doing enough of what you love and what makes time stand still? That's really, I think, where I find some of my most content moments. I could say happiest, but in those moments of contentness, I don't think happy, that elation of happiness, I don't think it's coming right there. I think it's content. I think it's when I can step outside of my analytic left brain and be engrossed in something with my emotional right brain. Or maybe it's that moment in that activity that strikes the perfect balance between both. Because I do have enough left brain analytic in me, even though I don't like charts and spreadsheets. I like certain things that are analytic, but I also like other things that are emotional. I like trying to figure things out online and figure out how to word things and put things in front of people so that they're inspired and that it makes a difference. I also appreciate that there are some people who like to take toaster ovens apart. That certainly isn't me. When is the last time that you gave yourself permission to do the thing that you love? I was in a conversation with someone last week, and we were talking about what really got them excited and what they really enjoyed doing. So they were explaining how, they really love doing this one particular thing, and if they worked hard enough, they could eventually put enough finances together so that they could go do the thing that they loved. But guess what? The thing that they loved didn't actually cost any money. So money wasn't a barrier. They didn't have to work hard. They could actually skip from this moment right now into the next moment, doing exactly what it was that they thought would bring them some of that joy and some of that bliss. Sometimes that thing that will make us happy is so close that we don't see it. Or maybe, if you're at all like me, maybe we think that we haven't done enough to deserve it, haven't put in our time, haven't jumped through some hoops or over some obstacles to make this thing possible. So what if that thing that made time stand still for you is at your fingertips? And what if your only job is to make it happen? What if your only job is to realize that that thing that you want is right there? I would encourage you to think about what's at the top of your list. If you woke up tomorrow and money was not a factor, and you could do absolutely anything that you wanted to do, one of those things that just made time stand still for you, and before you know it, you look up the clock and you're amazed that so much time has passed. What is that thing that you would be doing? On occasion, I would be recording myself, doing a little heavy breathing just before midnight. Other days, I'd be working on the website, where I would probably put a little bit of heavy breathing just before midnight. I don't think it would ever be taking apart anything mechanical. I don't think it would be using a screwdriver. That would just be silly. But that's why the world is a better place, because we all have our gifts that we bring into it, and as a whole, we can get things done. So I'd like to know, are you doing that thing that makes time stand still for you? Have you accepted that the thing is possible, and have you acknowledged it? I know some people are a little bit afraid to acknowledge the thing that they love. Maybe it's not cool enough. Maybe their friends will think that they're silly. Maybe it doesn't come with enough acclaim. Maybe it doesn't come with enough accolades. Maybe it does. And maybe if you shared with the world just how much it meant to you, maybe you could reverse that, because maybe the only person who's thinking that it's not good enough, it's not a good enough thing, maybe that's you. I've joked with people a lot that I come alive in the evening. Please don't ask me to do anything at 7 o'clock a.m. That is just not my time of day. But get me from 7 p.m. until 2 or 3 a.m. I am your go-to girl. That's probably where most of my internet surfing time happens. It's probably where some of my best blog posts come from. And that's some of the time that I feel the most alive. So whatever time of day your bliss is found, and whatever the clock does while you're doing your thing, be empowered to do more of it, and share your happiness and share your stories with others. I think that there's a lot of room and there's a lot of space for us to share our joy with other people and what makes us happy. And as we start talking about it and moving forward with gratitude into the future, I think more of it is absolutely possible. So empower yourself to do that thing that makes time stand still, and encourage those around you to discover what their thing is. Because we can each do our little part to make the world a little bit of a happier place. Until next time, I'll be doing the thing that I love that makes time stand still, and I hope to hear next time that you've done the same.